Joining me now, old friend, chair of the House Judiciary Committee, Mr. Jim Jordan from the great state of Ohio. I don't know if you heard my free market capitalism riff. Did you hear it?
I did.
The best
I
path
did.
to
It was
prosperity.
great.
Can I sign you up for that?
Yeah, I mean, it turns out, Larry, as you well know, lower taxes, less regulation, common sense energy policy leads to growth. Imagine that. And the growth that we've seen of late, you just talked about gas prices are down, inflation numbers are down. I mean, the price that it's going to cost families for their Thanksgiving meal, all that's down. The president's talking about that. But it's because they're doing the right kind of the policies you've always been for, whether it was President Reagan or President Trump, you've always been for. Less taxes on people who actually create and do things, the entrepreneurs out there, less regulation. You know, we traveled to Europe this summer, and it was interesting over there. We met some of the people in the app community, and they said, if you got a new app, new idea, you don't do it in Europe because the regulation's so high. You go to America. You come to a place where you don't have the crazy regulations. You come to where Trump is reducing regulation and has the right kind of tax policy in place for economic growth.
I just think it's very cool. You know, for the daily committee to unleash prosperity, Jim, 7 largest U.S. companies. Just some of our stocks alone would be bigger than virtually every other here. NVIDIA and Microsoft are now individually larger by market cap than any other national stock market except Japan. Apple alone is about the same as China. And then you go down the list of all these little countries. They're not little countries, they're Western European countries, but they can't compete. There's nothing like it. Freedom, right? Capitalist economic freedom lets everybody create and use their God-given talents. That's the point.
Right.
Democrats want to stifle that. I don't want the state running this. I want you to run it. Individuals should run it.
No, exactly. And think about it. I think like 20 years ago, the European Union has, I think, about 100 million more people than we do. So they're like 440 million people. We're 340 million people. 20 years ago, the GDPs were roughly the same. And even accounting for Brexit, even accounting for the UK leaving, right now, when you look at GDP, annual GDP, we are so far ahead of them because we have smarter tax policy, smarter regulatory policy, particularly the stuff President Trump has done. So that makes all the difference in the world. God bless America. It's the best place to be, and everyone understands it. Now, the scary thing, everyone but the voters in New York understand it because the guy they put there wants government-run grocery stores, which we know are never going to work.
Well, you know, listen, you want some Soviet-style supermarkets, that's fine. It's not going to work. Everybody's leaving New York and New Jersey anyway. Mandamiism will never work. People instinctively know that. But the other point here is, look, America is the hottest country in the world. I don't know what the right number is. The website of the White House, I just talking to Edward Lawrence. So maybe there's $9.5 trillion being invested. Mr. Trump says it could be as high as 20 trillion. Okay, it's phenomenal. I don't. Just the 9.5 is fine. Hell, $5 trillion would satisfy 99% of the countries around the world. Then you have Saudi Arabia comes here. Okay, MBS comes here, and he's going to pony up another $1 trillion. All right, and what does that tell you? That doesn't happen. During the Biden years, that did not happen. What does that tell you? That money is pouring in here and that Trump has such an easy time persuading people to invest in America? What does that tell you?
Yeah. Well, they appreciate real leadership like they're getting from President Trump. They appreciate the common sense, smart economic policies that he's enacting. They appreciate what we did in the big, beautiful bill. I always say, you know, the big, beautiful bill was a great piece of legislation because the left hates it. And the left hates it because it didn't empower government. It actually empowered people, families, our economy, letting them keep more of their money to spend on their kids, their goals, their dreams, their small business. I mean, just what we did in that bill, work requirements so that able-bodied people now and their welfare system have to work. That's good for the economy. That's good for taxpayers. It's actually good for that individual. All those things that the left hates were in that bill. That's why the left hates it. But that's why investment's coming here. All those good policies that, again, come from President Trump's leadership.
So last one, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but Senator Brasso's right. If you can get all the appropriation bills through, fine. But I'm telling you, you might have to go to reconciliation because I'm just saying, Jim, I'll get your take on it here. The Democrats will stop at nothing to undermine Mr. Trump, okay? They will stop at nothing to undermine him,
Of course.
his success,
That's all they've
his
done.
economy. If they have to keep shutting the government down to wreck his superb economy, unfortunately, I wish this were not the case. There was a time in history when it wasn't the case, but right now it seems like they will go to any lengths to stop his success. So reconciliation might be the best way to do it.
I agree. I mean, and it's you're right. The one constant the Democrats have had over the last decade is go after President Trump. They spied on his campaign. Then it was Mueller, impeachment 1, impeachment 2, all the lawfare, Alvin Bragg, Fonnie Willis, Letitia James. Then it was Artie Frost surveilling everybody. Then it was Jack Smith, gag orders, raiding President Trump's home. Then shutting down Democrats. We're shutting down the government for a month and a half because it might hurt Trump. I mean, that's been their playbook. So, yeah, they may do it again in January. I raised this last week. I'm thinking just like Larry Kudlow, which means a good thing. So that's where they're at. And we may have to use reconciliation.
Yes,
You're
sir.
exactly right.
I just have a feeling about that. Anyway, Congressman Jim Jordan, old friend, thank you. Great to see you. Take care. Happy holidays.